Introducing Chester Santos.
Let's give it up for Chester, everybody.
Thank you. Thanks for the introduction, Alan. Thanks, everyone, for having me here tonight. I like to start all of my presentations out with a quick demonstration or two. I tried to meet as many people as I could before this started. If you remember meeting me, if I shook your hand, you shook my hand, I told you my name, you told me your name. If you remember that happening, please stand up.
Oh, damn.
It's like a town hall meeting. Look at this. Everyone's up here. Don't want to give their voice out.
This is San Francisco, so the names are extra hard.
This is more than I remember meeting, so... I knew I shouldn't have been even sipping the wine. I don't usually do that. I was too confident maybe tonight. If I managed to give your name correctly from memory, please have a seat so that we can see whether or not I got it right. Whoa. Okay. I think it was Kieran.
Bam.
Yeah. And Sam. Don. Nick. Hold on. Jackie. Murdy, Thomas, David, Jess, Alex, Ali, Tim. Let me go down here. Maybe walk around.
It's like we're looking at church. Or something.
Let's see. Chip, Jennifer. You tried to give me another name to mess with me, but it was Don. And then
he's a player.
Sam. And then Sam, right? And then it was Zach. Hannah. Sophia. Sanjay. Mark. Let's just go this way. Bronca. Zane. Tina.
Oh, my goodness.
Denise, Gary, Michael, Todd, Lindsay.
I've never wanted anyone to fail so much my whole life.
I might.
Sorry.
I might.
Wow.
I think I may have drank
Positive
a little bit too much wine. So sorry. Let's see. It was Jay, Thomas, Kathleen.
Wow.
Oh no. Hold on. I'll come back to you. And then I'll come back to you. It was Mo in the back, right? Mo in the back. I'm gonna miss that one maybe. Okay. Marissa?
Wow.
Nikki? Betty? Leticia?
That's a tough one.
Ben? Alice? Allison? Allison's?
Close enough. One syllable.
Half a point.
One
Half a
syllable.
point. Allison.
Wow.
Half a point. Allison.
Half a point.
She goes by Alice in the bedroom.
Jason, Jenny. Oh, wasn't Jenny? Oh, Jen. Jen and Jen.
Wow.
And Liz.
Wow.
And then there's one left. I think it was Danny. Danny?
Sweet.
Got it? I got it.
Wow,
All right.
Chester. Wow, give it up.
All right.
And just so you know,
Anyway.
all of these names that we're going to give to the Trump registry, just so you know what you're signing up for. It's all going on there.
So,
That was 100 names.
I don't know how many names it was, but thank you. It's just all training. So this has all come with training. I give speeches around the world on memory skills and how you can get more out of business networking by remembering names. I'm going to quickly give you 4 tips that you guys can put into practice to get better with names. Step number 1, from this day forward, get into the habit. Whenever you are introduced to someone, immediately repeat the name and shake their hand. Now, that I know that seems pretty obvious, but a lot of times when people are introducing themselves to us, we're not paying any attention at all to the name. So getting into that habit of step number one, you have to pay attention for at least 1 second in order to repeat the name back to the person. So start that tonight, and eventually it will become second nature to you. Step number two, early on in your interaction with the person, ask them a simple question using their name. So, Zach, how long have you been involved with this organization? Zach, how do you know Chester? Any simple question using the name early on is going to help that name to stick much better in your mind and prevent it from just going in one ear and out the other ear. Step number three, take a few seconds or less to think of a connection between the name and anything at all that you already know. Zach, Saved by the Bell popped into my head for some reason. It could be a character from a TV show or movie, or even that you might have a friend or family member that has that same name. Think of a connection between the name and anything at all that you already know. It's going to help the name to stick well in your mind.
I already forgot step one.
How do you remember these things?
Try to remember this stuff. Step four, whenever you leave the party, the meeting, whatever type of function it might be, make it a point to try to actually say goodbye to people using their name. That extra step is really going to go a long way toward helping you to remember more of those names the next time you see people. So those are 4 steps on names that you can, start to practice right away. That's going to really improve your ability to remember names. Also, I like to create a visual as well if you can. Like Mike, I see a microphone. Jane might be a chain. A visual that will remind you of the name will also work as well.
What if it's like sexual acts? Like, oh, that's double penetration, Dan. I'm not going to forget that guy.
Yeah, that might be even more memorable, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess I'm just revealing too much about myself.
I think I've met him. and one friend.
Can't remember that person's name, though.
So the 4 steps are to use the person's name really quickly up front, and then to use it in an interaction. How do you know Kevin Chester?
Use the name early on. Yep.
And then maybe make a link. Chester is a treasure chest.
Think
and then
of
make a visual.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. And
Precious
then, do you guys like that one?
snowflake.
Chest? That was pretty good. Or maybe his pecs, right? Chest. Yeah.
A lot of chest hair, I tell people, because I'm very manly, right? A lot of chest hair. Chester, chest hair, Chester.
And then the last thing
Chester, that works.
is to say the name on the way out. Goodbye,
there you go.
Chester.
That's number
nice
4.
to meet you.
Good. That's number 4.
Cool.
Yeah, you got it.
All right. Those are the steps.
You show off with your brain T-shirt.
Hey, it's repeating for you guys so that you go practice them and never forget a name, right? Thank you. All right.
All right. So what's next?
Are we going to do the number?
Let's do it.
Okay. All right.
Another feat of memory.
We'll see how it. You'll do this.
All right. So Chester's now. He is now at the keyboard there. He's going to write down some numbers. Is that correct?
Is it showing up on the?
It will once we go to slideshow view. So you can type them now, and then it'll pop up.
So type it now, and at the end it will show up.
Yes.
We don't get a live feed, you whack-ass nerds.
But then they might think that I'm typing in something other than what they say.
Well, it's going to appear in the back. It'll appear in the back screen like that.
I'll do that every 3 numbers or so.
Look at this guy.
Prove it.
You said that so enthusiastically, too. Drag it. Drag it. Oh, my gosh. We have a mob on our hand. Dragged. All right.
Okay. So now
we believe things.
Erase these fake numbers. They've been rehearsed.
Erase it. Erase it.
Yeah, I just didn't want you to think that I had, I was typing in something other than what people were calling out.
He's an honest memory man. All right.
Okay, so let's start up here. Let me get a single number from 0 through 9. Dawn. 9? Did it show up there?
Oh, you actually just moved the
slideshow.
Oh, shoot.
Well, we're going to have a PowerPoint class after this. I hope everyone stays around.
We didn't practice this.
Because it'll feel like it's 2003. All right.
Okay, so it was a 9. You said 9, right, Dawn? Okay. Go ahead. Give me a single digit 0 through 9. 2?
2.
Okay. Okay, yeah, I can't see it here, but okay, I'll look over there. Okay, I got it. All right. Single digit 0 through 9, Jackie. 4. Single digit 0 through 9. 5. Go ahead. 4.
There's a wrong answer.
Let's go to the couch.
That's what I say.
For sexual partners?
Probably not.
That's what.
For everything.
That's not a diss.
What did you say?
5.
7? 9?
W. Yeah.
1? Let's go over here. 3? And go ahead. 6? And go ahead. 6?
One more 6. It's the devil. Just
6.
Kind of 666.
Make it easy. Only has to remember the devil for those
Go
3
ahead,
numbers.
Zach. 6 again?
We're going there, aren't we? We're
Okay, go ahead. 3. Let's go to Mark. 1. Sanjay. 1. Let's go back to, how about Don? 8. Sam? 3. Chip? 5.
This is the amount of stars in the observable universe.
Jennifer, do you just give us 3, I guess? 0, 0, 0.
As she sips a can of champagne.
Yeah, whatever, girl. 3 zeros.
All right, let's see. You guys can see it, right? But you know that I can't see it, right? Do you want me to close my eyes or? Okay, so let me know if I make any mistakes. I think that number sequence was 9, followed by a 2, then it was a 4, then was a 5, then was a 4, then was a 0, then I think was another 0, then was a 7, followed by a 9, then a 1, then a 3, then a 6, then a 6, then a 6, then a 6, then a 3, then a 1, then a 1 again, then I think it was an 8, and then a 3, and then a 5, and then 0, 0, 0.
Yeah, baby!
Chester!
Right?
Wow.
It's also his telephone number.
So I'm actually... So I'm actually going to be teaching you some memory techniques tonight that memory champions like myself use to make it much easier to remember things. To quickly further impress upon you just how well these memory techniques actually work, I will attempt to repeat that number sequence backwards. So completely in reverse, right to left, and just let me know if I make any mistakes. I think backwards it's 0, 0, 0, 5, 3, 8, 1, 1, 3, 6, 6, 6, 6, 3, 1, 9, 7, 0, 0, 4, 5, 4, 2, 9 backwards, right?
Yeah, he
Chester!
nailed it.
Wow.
So again, really this is all just training with techniques that anyone can learn. You can learn these techniques. They can really benefit you in your career, your personal life, any type of study, exam situation. I'll get into that later, but I think what are we doing next?
I think we're going to go see if the audience can figure this out. You're going to help teach us?
Yeah. And Chester, maybe even before that, I'd like to ask, so do you do things like for the sequence in 3 numbers, you think 666, and you maybe think of a visual of a devil, something like that?
For that one, I actually do use the devil. That's kind of obvious, that one. But for the other ones, I use something called the phonetic alphabet system or major system. Basically, it allows you to easily take any number sequence and turn it into an image. And once you have an image for a number sequence, there are a lot of other things from there. How I did this, I wouldn't recommend you to bother with it. I have 1,000 different images stored in my head, so in training for the World Memory Championship, I learned images for all of the possible number sequences between 000 and 999, 1,000 different combinations.
Someone fuck this guy.
Before I do.
Yeah. Wow.
You guys wouldn't need to bother with that. So let me get.
It'll be a night to remember. Trust me.
Let me get into some techniques here to help you guys out. So there, yeah. Is that? I give presentations around the world, but usually I'm the only speaker, and I just give.
Who's this white guy micromanaging?
I'm not used to this. I'm not used to this.
Let a motherfucker live, white guy.
Stop and start stuff. Okay, let me know when I'm supposed to go again.
Yeah. I'll just press the button on your back.
Okay.
And then we'll start.
Okay, I'm going again now. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm just not used to this particular format for a presentation.
No,
okay, so there are.
I'd like to apologize on behalf of all of us.
There are 3 main principles that memory champions like myself use to pull off these feats of memory. There's not, I've been on Science Channel, Discovery Channel, a lot of different TV shows doing crazy memory feats, but there's nothing different about my brain compared to everyone else's. I've just learned these techniques, and you can learn them as well. There are 3 main principles. One is try to take whatever it is that you are trying to remember and turn it some way into an image, something that you can picture. We are very good at remembering things that we see. It's common for people to be able to remember people's faces, but we're not so good at remembering names. Let's say you go to a party, you meet a bunch of people. 2 weeks after the party's over, your friend describes someone to you. You said your friend says, "Remember that attorney that we met at the party? He's also a member of the tennis club." Just with that little bit of description, right away, both of you can remember what that guy looked like, right? You can picture the guy from the party, but you can't remember the name. The name is something more abstract to us. So I turn the names into pictures, like a microphone. For Alice, I might use a white rabbit. For Chip, just chips. So turn it into a visual. Second principle is try to, after you visualize, get as many additional senses involved as you can from there. As you use more and more senses in the encoding process, when
That's
trying
not
to
the one I would pick.
when trying to commit information to memory, as you use more and more senses, you are actually activating more and more areas of your brain, and you are building more and more connections in your mind to the information, so it makes it much easier to remember that information later on. Third and final principle is to take advantage of the psychological aspect to memory, and that is all of us, with putting forth little to no effort at all, we all can remember things that catch us by surprise, that are strange, unusual in some way, right? If this actually happened right now, at this moment, if it actually happened, if a couple of giant elephants came crashing through the back exit way there and they started spraying water all over everyone in here with their trunks, if that happened right now, you would probably remember that for the rest of your life. And always tell that story. You'll never believe this. We were at Nerd Night. There was some memory guy up there. I don't remember his name, but these elephants, I remember, crashed into the room. That might be stuck in your mind forever without you even trying to commit that to memory. Science, we still don't fully understand how this works in the brain, how sometimes in one instant something will transfer straight into long-term memory, but we do realize that there is this aspect to how our mind works. We can harness that. We can take advantage of that aspect to our memory and apply it to things that would be useful for us to remember. Things like presentations, facts and figures, foreign language vocabulary, things that would help us out in our career and our personal life.
So you're saying everyone you should meet should traumatize you so you never forget them.
If they traumatize you, you're more likely to remember them. That's true.
See?
That's not exactly what I was
keep trying
talking
to tell
about,
people this.
All I can picture is chest hair right now. I just
let me
have so
traumatize
much
you.
chest hair
You'll
in my
never
mind.
forget me.
Did you say chest hair?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That's actually a blanket.
Why? Never forget.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Never
Trust
forget,
me.
now you know my name, Chester.
Once the ice age hits, you'll be fine.
Okay.
All right,
So
we should-
we're gonna put
yeah.
this into practice now.
Great.
The three principles that I just went over, we're gonna put this into practice. All of you, without writing anything down, without using any sort of electronic device, you're using nothing but your brain, nothing but your memory here. You're all gonna commit to memory the following random list of words. It is going to be monkey, iron, rope, kite, house, paper, shoe, worm, envelope, pencil, river, rock, tree, cheese, and dollar. Okay. That is the random list of words. Let's see here. Jackie, did you want to give it a try? No, I wouldn't expect you guys to have that committed to memory. A lot of times people look at me as if I'm a little bit crazy. There's no way that you would be able to remember that without a lot of time. But in fact, you're all going to have that memorized in 3 minutes. Hopefully I have 3 minutes left. You're going to have that memorized forwards and backwards in about 3 minutes, and then we're going to do a little test, maybe. How you are going to pull this off is you will just listen to what I described to you, and you will see and experience it happening in your mind, okay? The key is to have fun with this, approach this as a fun exercise, and just using your creativity and imagination.
Is anyone else feeling bad that they smoked weed before this? Like, we squandered this.
So we...
I'm
You're
sorry.
throwing. He has no idea what's going on.
So we weren't able to queue up a bunch of my TV clips, my intro video tonight, but if you watch some of my clips on CNN, I actually had to memorize a half deck of cards during the commercial break. I only had 2 minutes to do it. Then I had to recite it live on the air for millions of people watching at home on TV. It was live, not recorded. A lot of pressure on me. On the front page of my website, they'll have my website up somewhere, internationalmanofmemory.com. You can watch the video. If you watch it, when I'm memorizing those cards on CNN, I'm smiling, I'm giggling. I think that they thought that I was a little bit wacky, a little bit crazy, but that is the whole key to this, okay? If you all are smiling and giggling during the exercise, it's a good sign that you're going to remember all of those words easily, all right? So here we go. The first word was monkey, so I want for you all to see a monkey. Just visualize this monkey. It's dancing around, making monkey noises, whatever a monkey would sound like. I'm working on my monkey impression. It's not that good, I realize. But the point here is to see and hear this monkey, all right? That was the first word. The monkey now picks up a gigantic iron, okay? That was the next one. Picks up this giant iron, and the iron starts to fall, but a rope attaches itself to the iron. Maybe even feel the rope, really interact with that rope. You look up the rope and you see that the other end of the rope is attached to a kite. And this kite's flying around in the air. You reach up and try and touch it, but it's just out of your reach, that kite. The kite you see now crashes into the side of a house. Really see it smash into this house. House was the next word. You're just seeing like this like a movie or cartoon playing in your head, all right? House. You notice now that the house is completely covered in paper. For some reason, it's completely covered in paper. Picture that. Paper was next. A shoe appears out of nowhere now, and it starts to walk all over that paper. Maybe it's messing up the paper as it's walking on it, that shoe. The shoe smells pretty badly, so you decide to investigate and see why. You look inside of the shoe, and you find a little worm crawling around inside of that shoe. Really see the smelly worm. The worm now jumps out of the shoe and into an envelope. Maybe it's going to mail itself or something. I don't know. Envelope was next. A pencil appears out of nowhere now, and it starts to write all over that envelope. Very quickly, the pencil, picture that. The pencil now jumps into a river, and there's a huge splash for some reason when that little pencil hits the river. The river, you notice now, is crashing into a giant rock. Picture that, smashes in this rock. The rock flies out of the river and into a tree. Really see it crash into the tree. This tree is growing cheese. You probably haven't seen that before. This tree is growing cheese. And out of each piece of cheese shoots a dollar. A dollar shoots out of each piece of cheese. The last word was dollar. Now, I'm going to go through this again, but very quickly this time. And your job at this point is just to replay through this little story that you've created in your mind. So we had first was the monkey. It was dancing around with an iron, a rope attached. The other end of the rope was attached to a kite. The kite crashed into a house. That was covered in paper. A shoe then walked on it. Inside of the shoe was a worm. The worm jumped into an envelope. What wrote on it? A pencil. The pencil jumped into the river. The river crashed into the rock. The rock flew into the tree. that was growing cheese and outshot $1. So now you all should be able to recall the entire random list of words pretty easily by just going through that story in your mind and recalling each major object that you encounter. So we're going to do this together as a group in unison. You're all going to yell out the random words together on my cue, starting with the first word, which was monkey, iron, Awesome. Give yourselves a round of applause. Nice job.
Wow.
Very nice.
Great job, everyone.
Very nice. Excellent. So that's just one technique that memory champions like myself use to make it easier to remember things. That was called the story method. And now we're going to test.
So
All right.
So that was, let's go to the question. So that was the story method, like you said, and you did a few things in there, Chester, like created visualizations and also made some crazy rememberable things like cheese growing from a tree. So what we'll have you guys do now is we'll have a Eureka moment for the audience. We'll ask you who can raise their hand and recite every single word.
We got somebody
All right, let's go over
right
here.
down there. And Chester, you're going to evaluate,
start
make sure
here.
they don't forget anything.
Yeah.
And you'll
You
learn
got to get it
And if you get
perfect
this, you're
for
gonna
the
get a
prize.
prize.
You got to get it perfect for the prize.
Okay, start with monkey, iron, rope, kite, following on the house, paper, covered by paper, and smelly worm, and
No? Oh, I'm sorry. You missed something.
Also, just give the random words. Don't go through the story. The story's going on in your head, but I just want to hear the random words. That's it. Just the
All
random
right.
words, if you
Who's
can.
next?
I think it's
Almost. You almost had it, though.
Close.
Tina.
Close.
Tina, right? Close.
monkey, iron, rope, kite, house, paper, shoe, worm, envelope, pencil, river, rock, tree, cheese, dollar.
You got it.
Yes.
Eureka!
All right. That's the Eureka moment.
Woohoo!
We're going to give you a little prize. You used your brain, so here's a squishy brain you can take with you. This is like your second brain.
For when you're stressed that
Nice.
you don't remember people's names after this night.
Just squeeze that sticky thing.
All right, and we have our second.
All right.
Monkey, iron, rope, kite, house, paper, shoe, worm, envelope, pencil, river, rock, tree, cheese, dollar.
Sweet.
You got it. Nice.
All right, for you,
Eureka!
we have some mind twisters with like a 1950
Perfect.
stock image on the front.
He's
That's a good
so frustrated.
Oh, look at that. Get those
Wow.
mental
Yeah,
mind
that's a good
twisters
gift.
happening.
But is this really fair? Because isn't your brain constantly at theta waves? You're a little kid, right? It makes it so much easier
All
for you
right.
to remember.
And
Have fun
now
with those.
we have
High
a
Is there a little
Oh.
kid here? This is horrible.
So this is
news.
going to be even tougher. You guys did a great job with the forward. But now, let's find out if you can do it in reverse.
All right, who wants this Eureka moment?
is
We
gonna
have a
be
hand
tough.
up there. I saw the first hand back there. All right. Let's go for it.
Dollar, cheese, tree, rock, river, pencil, envelope, worm, shoe, paper, house, kite, rope, iron, monkey.
You got it. Great
Yes!
job. Nice. Nice.
Eureka!
Oh, my gosh.
Eureka!
Look what we have
Congratulations.
for her.
Oh my gosh, the saints. Those are my favorite part of the Bible.
It's a memory card game using Catholic saints. We all wanted this. Bust out the logger and just play with your friends.
You don't have to be a martyr. You just have to be a volunteer.
Ah, there it is. All right.
This prize would have worked a lot better in Oklahoma.
Anybody? Maybe she's Catholic. You know. All right, one more.
One more. Who else can do it in reverse order?
Oh, we got some right
We have
to
a
your right.
volunteer here.
Bronca.
dollar, cheese, rock, river. Oh, sorry.
That was okay.
Okay.
You guys are You guys determine the prizes. Go ahead.
We're very
they're giving you
liberal.
another
Take
chance,
a second
Bronca.
chance or
Yeah.
a third.
Tree, rock, river, envelope, pencil.
Oh, all right. Anybody else want to give it a shot? Good try.
Good try, though, Bronca. Good try.
Oh, we
Good
got
try.
someone over here.
Okay, cool.
People upstairs are really getting the shaft.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
Dollar, cheese, tree, rock, river, pencil, envelope, worm, shoe, paper, house, rope, iron, monkey.
Oh, so close.
So close.
Somebody's got to nail this.
So close.
Anybody? Literally any of you.
Jess.
All of you can nail it.
Dollar, cheese, tree, rock, river, pencil, envelope, worm, shoe, paper, house, kite, rope, iron, monkey.
You got it. Great
Yes!
job. Nice. Very nice.
Eureka!
Good job.
Eureka.
Congratulations.
Now, when you learn these mental exercises, these tricks, one of the tricks is obviously saying repeating pi to 100 digits. But you can repeat pi to 100 digits while eating pie, huh? Some pecan pie
Pecan
you can
pie.
enjoy, and some pi to 100 digits you can then stare out and see whether that's something you want to
And
do.
we'll see you next week with that memorized. Thank you. All right. Congratulations. Good Eurekas, guys.
Yeah, excellent
Great job.
job.
Great job. That's a great exercise. It really empowers people quickly.
I hope everyone enjoyed it. I don't remember what's next, so.
All right.
What's next is...
What's next is, let's see how good your memory is. The next Eureka question is, what are the 4 steps for remembering names? Ooh, okay. I saw a hand up here first.
Trauma.
This will be
It's trauma.
difficult, I think.
I got way too
You have to get them exactly right.
Repeat it back. Engage them. Like, ask a question like, "Hey, Kevin,
What's up, girl?"
How's it hanging?"
That works.
What about that handshake, though?
That's okay. That's all right. I mean, yeah, but that was part of step 1. I mean, you guys are the judges.
Well, okay, so step 1 is look
could be a
into their
riot.
eyes. Don't creep them out. Say their name and give them a handshake. Number 2 is say their name and ask a question. Number 3. No, wait. I'll get to number 3. But number 4 is more important, which you say goodbye to them at the end of the night and use their name again.
Yeah, you're just missing 3.
Number 3 is
you make out with
make a
them.
visual. So
Got
Yeah,
it.
that's good.
That's Eureka,
Eureka.
right there.
She pulled a
Give a round of
Danny on us,
applause.
but she got it.
We're giving her a wonderful
Congratulations.
Eureka shirt.
Oh,
Here we go.
Nice. A Eureka shirt. Congratulations.
All right.
All right.
This audience has great memory. You guys are good. I already had I had that champagne in a can, and I just space out. It's just like nothing's
So
happening.
a quick question for Chester, because I find this to be really important, is the neurology of practicing memory. So what is the protection that we have by if we practice memory? What kind of protection do we have against Alzheimer's and dementia?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily call it protection. I mean, with the current research, if you're destined to develop Alzheimer's or another form of dementia, still nobody has any idea how to prevent that from happening. Still, so no one has the answer. But what the research does show is that if you engage in rigorous brain exercise, memory training can definitely be a good part of that. You can build up what they're calling a cognitive reserve, and you could be more resistant to the disease if you do develop some form of dementia down the road. So they think it will take longer to where it affects you, where it's really affecting your everyday life. So you can build up a cognitive reserve and be more resistant if you engage in a lot of brain exercise. And memory training is a good form of brain exercise for sure.
That's awesome. You got a massive cognitive reserve yourself, my friend.
Absolutely.
I'm not hitting on you. I'm just saying you got a massive, like, 10-inch cognitive reserve. It's just huge. It's just, I will never forget it. He showed it to me backstage. It was just associate an image with this. I don't need to. That is great.
That was awesome. Yeah.
All right, guys. We're actually closing out to, our time slot. But we want to give a big thanks to the man, international man of memory, Chester.
Thank you, Chester. So, a quick thing about Chester tonight is Chester's regular online course that he offers is priced at $250 normally. He's offering a 60% discount code tonight. The price is $100. You use the discount code Eureka online and buy by the end of the evening. It's internationalmanofmemory.com/store. Also, all of this information is on the Eureka table in the back on a big, huge handout. So grab one of those in the intermission. He'll be around to chat with as well, with his 10-inch cognitive reserve. And
setting you up.
You guys spent like $100 on Valentine's dinner like 2 days ago, which will never be as fulfilling as this.
Think about it, guys. So check out his course. And so give another round of applause for Chester and for Emily for coming out. She's got a show she has to go to later. So thank you, guys.
Emily.
Thank you for coming.